Hello everyone, time for the final episode review of the day. That's going to be Haven. So, here we go. Here, come on. There we go. Okay. The Federation Starship Enterprise arrives at the planet Haven, where the ship's Betazoid Chancellor, Deanna Troi, has been summoned by her mother, Lwaxana. Troi had previously been set into arranged marriage with the young human doctor, Wyatt Miller, and his parents have since tracked down Lwaxana to enforce the marriage. After Lwaxana and the Millers are welcomed aboard the Enterprise, the parents argue over whose cultural traditions will be honored at the ceremony. Troi and Wyatt attempt to get to know each other, but find it difficult, as Troi is still in love with Commander Riker. Aww. Wyatt has had numerous dreams of another woman with whom he has fallen in love, and had initially believed her to be Troi communicating telepathically with him. I don't think telepathy and seeing someone in a dream is the same thing there, buckaroo. The Enterprise then learns of an unmarked vessel approaching Haven. Captain Picard recognizes it as Turalyon, a race that thought to be wiped out by a highly lethal and contagious virus. When they contact the ship, they find a handful of Turalyon refugees that have been traveling at sublight speeds to Haven, in hopes of finding an isolated location to live out the rest of their lives in peace. Picard insists they cannot go to the planet for fear of spreading the virus, and has a Turalyon vessel placed in a tractor beam. Wyatt recognizes one of the Turalyons, Ariana, from his dreams, and she too recognizes Wyatt. Wyatt tells Dr. Crusher that he will transport some medical supplies to them, but transports himself along with the supplies. When the crew discovers this, Wyatt's parents demand Picard bring Wyatt back to the Enterprise, but Picard insists that he cannot return, as Wyatt would now carry the Turalyon virus. Wyatt promises parents, Troi, and the rest of the crew that he knew that this would be destiny, and is happy to help try to cure the Turalyon virus. Wyatt convinces the Turalyons to leave Haven and search for help elsewhere. Picard orders the tractor beam to be dropped and allows the vessel to depart the system. Ah, the things one does for love. Anyway, let's look at some production elements here. The episode's plot originated from one which Lando Kuhn submitted entitled Love Beyond Time and Space, although at one point the episode was called Eye of the Beholder. Kuhn's script was on the verge of being cut from the show when it was handed to Tracy Terme for rewrites. Terme later described it as a no-lose situation, as he felt that Kuhn's script was so bad anything would be an improvement. Terme changed the script from Kuhn's series outline to something more comedic, while they felt that a lot of the comedy elements were later removed before filming. I didn't like the overall result, saying, quote, I didn't particularly like the episode when it first aired. It's still one of my least favorite shows that I've ever been involved with. Because of the work on the episode, Terme was recruited as an executive story editor. The episode was directed by Richard Compton, who had previously appeared as Lieutenant Washburn in the original series episode The Doomsday Machine. Haven began filming 20 years to the day after Compton filmed his scenes in The Doomsday Machine. Dennis McCarthy composed the music for Haven, which was so strongly disliked by executive producer Rick Berman that McCarthy thought he might be fired. Haven was the 5th episode to be filmed, but was broadcast as the 11th episode. Haven marked the first appearance of Majel Barrett as Lwaxana Troi. She had previously appeared as number 1 in the first Star Trek pilot The Cage, and as Christine Chaplin in Star Trek the original series and movies. She would go on to appear as Lwaxana on average once per season for the rest of the run of The Next Generation. Dutch actor Karel Struikjan also made his first appearance as Mr. Holm in Haven, which also marked the only time during his several appearances alongside Barrett that he had a line of dialogue. Robert Ellenstein appeared as Stephen Miller. He had previously appeared as the Federation President in Star Trek IV The Voyage Home, aka my favorite Star Trek movie ever. Haven also marked the first filmed appearance of another actor who would regularly appear in the Star Trek franchise. Armin Shimmerman appeared as the face of the Betazoid gift box in this episode. This was his first filmed appearance, but his first broadcast appearance was as the Ferengi Letic in The Last Outpost. He would later appear as the Ferengi Bractor in the Season 2 episode Peak Performance, before being cast one more time as a Ferengi, but this time in the main cast as Quark in Star Trek Deep Space Nine. We all know that. So overall, this is a pretty fun episode, and hey, getting to see Loax on Troy for the first time is kind of a plus. So, yeah. Well, overall, I give Haven 3 warp cores out of 5. Well, for tomorrow's episode... Well, anyway, join me tomorrow as we take a look at the first episode review, which is going to be The Big Goodbye. Should be pretty interesting. So, until then, live long and prosper, everybody.